You're listening to the Here for the Clout podcast. Here are your hosts, Sherilyn Dale and Cece Suarez. Yeah, baby.
Hello, Clout Queens, Kings, and in-betweens. Welcome back to the Here for the Clout podcast. This vivacious, vomiting birthday vixen is Sherilyn Dale. I didn't even introduce myself. Hi, I'm Chelsea. Here we go. Did y'all know that her birthday's not today? I'd like to formally apologize on behalf of myself that I thought that today was Sherilyn's birthday, and it was, in fact, yesterday.
It was, in fact, yesterday.
So I'm very sorry for my mistake. However, I did
Okay.
send you 2 boxes of cookies, so it's fine.
And those were early, so it was great.
Right?
Yeah, it was funny because Tony sent me a message, and like I woke up to just like a slew of everything because I was dead yesterday. But it was funny because like his message, and then by the time I saw it, he had already like gone back and he's like, "Wait, just kidding. Chelsea says it's tomorrow. Happy early birthday." And then I was like, "No, you had it right. It's today." He's like, "Oh, okay, great. I hope you have a great day then." It was just funny to go through it all. And, you know, because I was asleep when it was processing. So he was right. He was right.
And that's fine. Anyways, so how are you? How was the weekend?
I'm not okay right now, but I had an amazing weekend. Big Guy just like surprised me with like so many people in my life, and they just kind of like kept trickling in
Love that.
the entire day. Just when I thought, you know, like that was going to be it, just more people kept showing up, and it was amazing. It was really good. It was at the lake, which is my favorite place. And I got to do all the things that I love with the people that I love, and had a big feast. And now I don't think I need to eat for like an entire year. And I drank
love that.
so much wine that like in the morning, even Big Guy was like, what are you doing? There's no more wine left in the wine fridge. And I was like, it's all gone. He's like, it is all gone. So that's where I'm at right now. But it was great.
Well, I love that for you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do love that you made time for us and that we got to FaceTime
Yes.
and that you got to talk to Linda.
I loved it.
She also got to talk to Lynn, which I love that too.
Yeah.
She had 1 espresso martini with me at the bar,
Mhm.
and then she went to go take a nap before the wedding, and I was like, all right, be in my room at 4:30, and I'm going to do your hair and your makeup. Okay. 4:40 rolls around, not in my room. So I called her, and she's like, hey. And I was like, look at the time, and she goes, oh, shit. And I was like, were you asleep? And she's like, no. Be there in a minute. I opened the door to our room, and she's just dying laughing in the hallway by herself. And I'm like, what is happening? She was drunk and could not stop giggling. She had a little giggle fit, and then like burped in my face 5 times while I was doing her makeup. So
She looked beautiful. I meant to send that
Thanks.
also, but I think I was like so distracted by the video you sent me of your father, and I still don't know how to process it. So
he was dancing at the table in a very vulgar way.
yeah. And then, but I could see Linda, and I was like, oh my God, Linda just looks like a vixen, like a little firecracker.
Yeah, well, I mean, she always, like, I don't know why she is just not good at doing her hair, and just like, she's like, oh, I'm just going to pull it back. I'm like, no, you're not. It looks like shit when you do that, and I'm tired of it. I'm going to brush it all out. I'm going to do like soft waves, and you're going to look like a beautiful garden mermaid. She's like,
Yep.
okay. I'm like, I know I'm
She
bullying
did.
you right now, but like,
She did look
I was like,
absolutely
we need to
stunning.
address, like, it ages you when you pull your hair back in like a weird ponytail.
Mhm.
And she's like,
Yeah.
okay. So
I think it's a thing of the generation. My mom also, well, she's had the same hairstyle for like 20 years, the half up, half down clip. That's Lynn's signature move. So maybe I'll try some loose waves on her for CrimeCon. I don't know. I can't think past the next hour right now. So
And you
that's
know
none of
what?
our business.
I actually love that. I love that I get all the attention of yours for the next hour. I'm trying
For
to
the next
find
hour, yeah.
this one comment. Oh, here are some good ones. From the last episode, little comment call outs. We have
Okay.
oh, it's spelled wrong though. Val Morgulis, Hydrus. I got you. Their college funds, weren't used on rehab like mine was. I love you, Cece. LOL. And then Stay Polychrome said in all caps, "It was my comment Chelsea forgot. I'm so proud. All I have ever wanted was a comment call out. I've achieved all my dreams in life right now." And for my final comment call out is from Danky Jabbo.
I saw that.
Yep. He said, "Big up yourself, Suarez." And I love that so much. Also, a lot of people have concerns about your CrimeCon suitcase just being full of zip ties and like other crime materials. So
I never thought about it like that. That's very fair.
Yeah, just chains. So anyway, yeah, there's that. But I cannot wait to talk about what we're talking about today, because there have been a lot of people who want us to cover, like us together. And then also I've seen comments of like them requesting us separately to cover on our own channels. Hey, did you know that we have our own YouTube channels? We do. We're still at it over there, y'all. So please do go subscribe to Sherilyn Dale on YouTube, and then CC Suarez on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. For the love of God, guys, please go do it. I'm trying to hit 200,000 this year. Okay, I'm almost there.
Yeah, you're almost there.
186,000. So
yeah,
I gotta catch up.
You got time. You got so much
catch
time,
up, girl.
You'll be there.
Okay, but we need to talk about wheelchair Rapunzel. And how
I have seen like so much, and I've not known how to address it, because I feel like there's just kind of one of those ones where it's like there's so much that goes on, like that has gone on, and then it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah,
and now this is peak, which is actually shocking, because she's just done so much. Like I believe she was arrested, right? Let's just go through it.
Yeah, I also feel like whenever we're like, oh, this is like the worst that it gets, right? And then 2 weeks from now, it's going to get even fucking worse. There is a hair on my nose. And it just, when there's like hair across and you're just trying to. So if I'm doing this,
I hate that.
The entire episode, I'm really sorry.
That was me the other day filming, and I was in such a time crunch to get everything over to Jake Guy, and there was something in my mouth, and I was just like, I feel like it's a hairball.
Yeah. Like it's not, this is not a relapse situation, you guys. There's like a hair across my face or something, and I like can't see it or oh my God. Okay. Oh, sorry. Before we get started again, network news. Elizabeth was recently, I think it was yesterday, was shouted out on apparently one of the biggest and most successful podcasts in Australia. They talked about us for a good minute or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not awesome.
How did we know that? Who told us that?
Someone sent it to me. They were like, yeah, they talked about you today. And then they like linked it on their, like in their stuff. And then on their Instagram, they talked about you too.
Well, thank you. Holy cannoli.
Yeah. Super cool. Love that for us. Thank you so much. We're working on other too. I had 2 meetings this morning about one of the
I completely changed the cover photo, but just for the CrimeCon thing, so you can use whatever you want. But
no, well, you're better at them anyways, so that's why I said like please do. Because girl, I had just taken from what Justin had sent me.
I went completely rogue, but I feel like it's really catchy, right? Yeah.
I don't know if we can have just like straight up the word though.
I think we can. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we'll look into it, but I've seen that before. Like, and I think that's why, because it's not like YouTube or anything. Like podcasts, it's like no man's land out there. You can do whatever the fuck you want on podcasts.
Okay.
Anyways, we'll talk about it, but I forgot to send that to you, and I have it I hope the Vistaprint comes this week. Oh, anyways, okay, off track. Oh my God, sorry guys.
Okay, so wheelchair _ Rapunzel.
Yes.
So who is that? Her name is Alex Darcy Alexandria. Nope, I can't do that. I can't.
Dismidwanowicz. That's if that's your last name, I'm so sorry. Like, because I, just because it's her last name.
But also, why? Why is it?
Dismidwanowicz. We'll just have it up here.
Totally. It is in all the court documents, and like people know her last name, so who cares? Anyways, though, there's also a 13-year-old boy involved, and the mother of said 13-year-old boy. So wheelchair Rapunzel, Alex, is a content creator who shares daily life as a disabled woman, a single mother. Our researcher put heavily debated title for the single mother.
Of the single mom, yeah.
An addict who is possibly in recovery, but who is also possibly still in active addiction, allegedly. And she has not always been the most Nope, Chelsea can't read. Okay. Welcome back to Chelsea Can't Read Hour. She has not always been the most reliable narrator when it comes to her sobriety or anything, apparently. Just like a lot of most people that we cover, obviously. So she's been previously accused of scamming her audience and followers. She shows her young children and her child's whole face a lot. And yeah, so here is an example of her addressing addiction and her sobriety.
I am 4 days sober and I feel really good. I haven't really posted about any of what's been going on here or anything. So if you guys want to go to my Instagram, I've written some captions just kind of explaining what I've been going through lately. And I kind of had like a rock bottom moment, I think. And I definitely realized that I need to make some really serious life changes and take accountability for the things that have been going on in my life and stop using alcohol as a crutch to cope with my problems. So if you guys want to find out more about my sobriety and other things, I've written a few captions and you guys could check that out on my Instagram. Love you guys.
So a lot of people, even in the comments of that video, because y'all know, I love getting a little internet temperature check. So one says, so everyone was right about you being able to not take care of the baby. I assume they mean her child. When you attacked us and called us ableist, which apparently is what she falls back on a lot. Oh my God, what?
I just noticed the username of that person.
Oh, which is Rap Supreme.
Rap Supreme.
Love it. I was about to be like, are you laughing at the word ableist? I was like, did I mispronounce it? What happened? Thought we had a myriad situation again. That is the most amazing.
That's the greatest username I've ever seen. I don't think it'll ever get better than that.
No, I don't think it will, actually. Yeah. But listen, we're going to try to find some like funny little excerpts and moments throughout this episode because this is gross. And that comment has almost 8,459 likes. That's a lot. That's more than how many comments there are. And yeah, like I said, apparently she falls back on that a lot. And obviously, yes, if you are disabled, you can have a child. You can be a wonderful parent. You can be a great parent. But a lot of people are like, hey, if you're in active addiction, like stop that. Anyways, and someone said, no one who's been sober for 4 days is feeling really good, especially not when it's alcohol, not without heavy medication. And another person said, only 4 days and you feel really good? That doesn't sound right. And I agree completely with that. Maybe she didn't mean physically. Maybe she meant like, I'm feeling really good, like with this decision, with like my future. I don't know. So.
And we also don't know like how, I think that it can look different for so many people. Are you like a heavy alcoholic where like your body is dependent on it, where you need to like wake up and actually drink to like prevent the shakes? Or are you just like relying on it like every night and like drinking 1 or 2 bottles of freaking wine? You know, like for me, if I'm going to be like, oh, I really need to stop drinking, I don't like feeling this way or something like that, and I go like 4 days, yeah, like it could be you're feeling good with that decision.
You're not going to have withdrawals is what we're trying to get at. Yeah. Your nails look so beautiful. Let me see.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with them. I went and got them filled by my old lady. Because old lady, do it lady. my previous nail gal that I used to go to. But then when we moved across the city, like I didn't go to her. And I don't know why I didn't think of her when I tried to go get nails again for Vegas and they got butchered. But when I sat down, she was like, butchered. Oh, I was like, yeah. Well, I'm back now, so we don't have to worry about this anymore. But aren't they beautiful?
They're so pretty, yeah.
She killed it. So, and it was like an hour. I was like, why did I ever stray?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to getting Gel X at my girl that's across the bridge. Now
yeah,
that
it's just like I like not having to like worry about like carrying the glue, right? I love the convenience of it, of the press on. And maybe I'll dabble back and forth, but to just, especially like CrimeCon coming up, I'm just like, I just need these on.
I know, no, same. It's exactly how I feel too. And yes, I love being able to like change them for like, oh, I have like a wedding, or we're going to the beach or whatever. But it's also like, okay, I don't need to worry about one popping off and
Yeah.
all that. My nails under are like destroyed though. And
Are they?
yeah, and I just, they're so thin and I'm so sad about it. But obviously Gel X will help with that because it's less horrible on your nails. Anyways, what is this?
Okay.
A nail podcast? No, it's not. So back to this horrible human apparently. So she has 1.2 million followers on TikTok and 47.4 million likes. That's, dare I say, a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. That do be a lot. So here is a specific incident of why a lot of people are like, oh, you need to go directly to like go to prison. So while wheelchair_Rapunzel, aka Alex, is no stranger to controversy, the latest one may do something. So this was posted yesterday, which was Sherilyn's birthday. Wonderful. At least, this is your birthday present.
If you guys haven't seen, Wheelchair Rapunzel is facing multiple felony charges at the moment because she groomed a 13-year-old child into bathing her. So if you don't know who Wheelchair Rapunzel is, she's the content creator on TikTok and she posts a lot about her disabilities. She allegedly met this 13-year-old boy in the elevator when he was drunk. She asked this boy to come back to her house to help her with some of her chores. One of his chores included bathing her. The 13-year-old boy told the police that he did not want to do it, but he asked himself, what would Jesus do? She then asked him to change her bedding because she said she had peed her bed the night before. After this, she asked him to go get her a beer. And he tries to go get her a beer. He's trying to help her. He's trying to be helpful. He's only 13. He has a hard time getting beer for her. The 13-year-old goes and tells his mother, immediately contacts the police. Now she will be going for this in a few weeks. The thing is that the first time accused of attracted to ex did it's weird to talk to people under and
wait. Oh, I really hope that. Hell yeah, she did put screenshots. We love you, Kelly. Also, say hi to Kelly in the comments. She was able to respond to a bunch of them and she loved reading them over the last week when she had Schmovid. So we appreciate that. All right. So this other thing that the ex put up says, I know Alex, Wheelchair Rapunzel, personally very, very well. I know Alex really well. Okay, redundant. We get it. And she is constantly doing stuff for attention. The minute I saw she was pregnant, I thought the same thing you were thinking. Something isn't adding up. Also, this guy is her first boyfriend, and she's constantly seeking attention from other men. We attend a camp together. Okay, so this one is from someone else, not her boyfriend. We attend a camp together, and she preys on the younger boys there. There's a specific guy she's been in love with since he's been 16 years old, and she was 23. Yucky. She's a schmetophile. I literally cannot stand her and have so much more on her, but she's just, oh, I thought it said pretty. I was gonna be like, that's a weird thing to say, but she's just so petty. I'm glad someone is standing up and speaking about this. And then the next thing is, okay, so this one is a text from Alex to someone else. And it says, I wanted to tell you about the situation that happened. The police were at my house today and I almost got arrested because I did not have a caregiver last night. So I ended up asking this kid on the elevator if he could help me. He is 13 years old and apparently he did help me. He did help me in the bath and get in bed. And then apparently his mom found out. Stop saying apparently. My God. His mom found out and he wasn't home, found out that he had helped me. And she's super pissed off. So she called the police on me. And now, oh my God, I was like getting interrogated. They thought they were going to I thought they were going to arrest me for a second. I know it was a bad judgment call on my end, but I just really wanted a caregiver. Well, that's a child, not a caregiver. And I haven't had any, and I was drinking. So it's just a bad situation. But apparently, Jesus Christ. But apparently they were trying to convince her that she should press charges on me. And they came to my apartment unit too. Okay, so that's where I was about to be like, in the fucking elevator, what? So they live in the same apartment building, I think. They came to my apartment unit 2 times to ask me about what happened last night. And I told them everything. And they haven't been back here since then. And I was having a full-on panic attack. She's going to press charges. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I'm really not sure what they could do to me. But I can tell you right now, I did not do anything sexual with that kid. That is freaking disgusting. And that the mom is making it like this. It seemed like I am right now. My mom, I told her the situation. Is she responding to someone and they deleted all of the things they sent back? Is that's what it seems like. Anyways, apparently is talking to Selena about it. Don't know who that is. Selena mentioned something to my mom that I didn't, and I'm pissed off about it. Like, why is Selena texting my mom about this? So great.
Okay.
Now let's finish this from Holly.
Said to her ex.
Okay. What's my type? 17-year-old boys. Clean shaven, can't grow a beard. Okay, 18, because now it's creepy. You're too old for 17-year-olds. And she, I guess, texted 3 different people, and someone says something an underage, something a jackass, neither here nor there. Does TikTok as a day job, looks barely legal, abs, probably skater outfit. Okay, James Charles, Jesus Christ. Disgusting. It's interesting. Not interesting.
Absolutely fucked.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting. Not even, I know I say interesting like about everything, my filler word, but it's wild, dare I say, that she's like, it wasn't sexual. Yeah, because you don't, like, because that person's not a caregiver for you. That is not their role. That is not the dynamic. You were drunk, apparently, like, hit on the kid or something. Not hit him, but, like, you know, was enticing the kid or some and had him come back to your room. You didn't know him. Like,
that is what's so wild. And like what I've seen in the past, like when people have like asked us to talk about it, like so much of it also has to do with caregivers and like the situations that the caregivers are like put in and stuff like that. And that's, you know, been a big thing. And just to think of her fucking propositioning a fucking kid in an elevator to be like, can you help me?
Yeah, but also the weaponizing of the disability.
Yeah.
Is disgusting. Like, for instance, who's going to say no to someone who does need help? And it is very hard for people, obviously, who are disabled many times to ask for help. Swear to God, me, Carly, Will, and Tony, my sister and her husband, and my husband, almost were about to get in a fight with with someone at the airport. Because there was this, we did not fight a disabled person. We were about to like push someone out of the way for like yelling at him. And we were about to sprint him to his gate in a wheelchair because they were like yelling at him basically before they realized that like he's disabled. He has I don't know, obviously I don't want to assume anything, but you could tell he's walking with a very severe limp. He's late to gonna be late to his gate. He's gonna miss his flight. He needs to get here. Like, going up the escalator, not trying to shove past people, really not trying to, but like maneuvering himself. And yes, he could have asked for help along the way, but then finally got in one of like the airport wheelchairs, and one of the, I guess, I don't know, counter people, I don't know what they were, airport employees came up and was like, no, sir, you can't use that. And Tony was like, Hold on, let's walk a little slower. And Will as well was like clearly he's late to his gate, like he's struggling. And before that, Carly had even said she was like looking around. I was like, what are you looking for? And she's like, I'm about to like run ahead, go get that wheelchair, shove him in it, like trip him with it, and sprint him off to his gate. Because like he's trying his best. And then that happened, and I was like, Carly, bitch, get ready to push. I'll get his bag. And finally, then they pushed him. But like, it is hard for many people with a disability to ask for help. So then, therefore, normal, kind people, yes. I know in, what's the word we have trouble saying? Infantilization.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. I know that can be frustrating as well. It's like, I don't need your help. I am capable of doing this. Like, stop it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But obviously that feeds into it of the, I actually do need help. So normal, not shitty people, yes, will want to help. But then also that he was like, what would, like, I want to be a good human. Like, what would God do? And
Oh,
yeah. So the weaponizing of the disability, that's what I've seen a few people say, but not that specifically. And I don't think I knew too much about her lore, basically, because obviously I think if we did, we would have been on it like right away, because this is fucking disgusting. And obviously we want to be sensitive, but like, you can be disabled and still be a fucking horrible human. You can be anyone.
Well, and I think like you said, like the weaponizing, like she does use that a lot, like where it's like trying to explain like the situation, and like this, like even the text, you can see that I just needed a caregiver, and it's like that does not make it okay. Yeah, I can understand and sympathize like with like that feeling of desperation, perhaps, like if that's what you're trying to like.
Absolutely, yes.
But that's not okay.
Yeah, like,
and there's accountability for the actions and the decisions that you make, and this is it's disturbing. Like,
yeah, the bath thing is, and apparently she would, not me using her buzzword of apparently, she was drunk, but like that. Being drunk doesn't, like, yes, it can lower your situational awareness. You can say just random shit off the cuff. Of course. It's not gonna turn you into, like, a shitty person. Like, that you knew how old that's a child. You clearly know that's a child. Also, like, you don't know that person. That's not okay.
Yeah. And then coupled by, like, I can't believe, like, she would even post that series of screenshots of asking her friend about the type. Like, so it's like when you add everything together, and I think that's the big thing with her too, is that this on its own is already horrible.
But clearly she
disgusting.
Posted that because she thinks it's funny, because she's comfortable with it. So like, it's normal to her.
That's, yeah, I'm like, and
she
then you just add everything else to it. It's like, this is so messed up.
It's disgusting. I hate that. Yeah. So Reddit is on top of it, per usual, and they have a lot. Thank you to, as always, my bitches over at r/TikTok gossip. them's my girls. They are amazing. Please never turn on me. I love you so much. You will ruin my life if you turn on me, even if there's nothing to. No ammunition. I don't know. I'm scared of you, but I respect you. So, the title of this post is "Wheelchair Rapunzel faces felony charges after having a 13-year-old boy bathe her."
Oh, okay. So this happened in April, because this is the report. So we will blur out the victim's name.
Yes, and then the filing date is the end of June, the 26th of June. So. Obviously, it's been a slow burn, but, so don't mind us while we just, look over this real quick. So narrative by that. Okay, that's the officer. I was about to be like, why is the kid's name that big? All right, so you're right, April. So April 14th, 2023, Officer Joshua Gabriel.
2025.
I'm not even a half of a sentence in, and I'm already f***ing it up. Who gave me a microphone? Okay. Responded to blank regarding the information report. I'm just going to say redacted when it's redacted. Okay. The victim's name is redacted. It's his government name, apparently. I met with redacted, who advised of a very unusual incident that occurred on the 13th of April, 2025, involving her son, redacted. Okay. The mom advised that her ex-husband, redacted father, the kid's father, dropped him off around 7:30 p.m. She received a text that he was downstairs and waited his arrival. She grew concerned when she noted, now this makes way more sense. She grew concerned when she noticed that he had not come up to the apartment. She looked at his location and saw that he was still in the building. the mom sent a few texts before she went down to look for her son. The mom finally received a text from her son stating that he was helping a disabled person enter their apartment. Nothing wrong with that. Love that. I would hope that my kid would do that. Identified later as wheelchair Rapunzel. She was relieved that he was okay. When she asked when he was coming home, she did not respond. When she asked when he was coming home, she did not respond. Okay.
I think it meant
That's a type. Yeah, it's a typo. So since these are like all the names and everything are redacted, it's hard because it's like, okay, who did wumpst now? Hoopst and wumpst? I don't know, girl. Okay. Also, I can't read or write, so there we go. All right, so she began to... All right, so she asked when he was going to be back. He didn't respond. She got worried, called, but got a message saying that he was still in apartment blank helping her. And the mom started to get frustrated and went downstairs to see what was going on. And when she knocked on the door, someone opened it. The kid, I assume, opened it and they went home. It wasn't until later when her son told his mother what he had to do. It upset her and she notified the authorities. So he told her that wheelchair Rapunzel asked if he could help her take a bath, which he obliged and helped her undress and enter the tub. He then waited until she was done and helped her out of the tub. He then had to make her no, you didn't have to. He then had to make her bed and help clothe her. Oh no. When the mother heard this, she became upset as she mentioned what type of person would ask a minor to help them take a bath. So then it says that they spoke to okay, so the detective or officer spoke with the son while the mom was still in earshot because, you know, legally you have to. And he explains that the kid explained that he got home around 7:30 p.m. and made his way to the elevator. So the officer got the mom's recollection of what happened. Now he's getting the son's. Got it? Okay, we're on the same page. Great. Or no, was not in earshot. Sorry, I'm an idiot. This is excruciating for me. And then, okay, so then he made the way to the elevator. While there, wheelchair Rapunzel then entered the elevator. She began making small talk. Ooh, it's about to get juicy. Began making small talk, asking what the Florida public school system was like and how old he was.
Didn't she say she didn't know how old he was?
Interesting. The kid replied and then asked if he was able, and then she asked if he was able to assist her getting into her apartment. The kid agreed and helped. While inside, he asked, "Is that all? Like, you good?" And then wheelchair Rapunzel asked if he could assist her in taking a bath. He found the request to be rather unusual, but asked himself, oh no, what would Jesus do? With minor hesitation, he helped undress her and helped her into the tub. While there, he advised that he did not look as it would be disrespectful. But she made another unusual request and she asked him if he could get her a beer. Confused by the request, he told her that he's only 13. He advised that he didn't want to make it seem like he was not being helpful. So he went down to Velvet, which I assume is a liquor store or something, and asked, and they obviously did not give him alcohol. When he went back up, he then helped her out of the bathtub, proceeded to help her dress for bed, make her bed, and put on a mask that assisted her with sleeping, I assume like a CPAP machine or something. At which this point, his mother was knocking at the door, demanding that he go back home and that the mother should be ashamed as she asked a minor to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Lord. Okay, so then the officer spoke with wheelchair Rapunzel, who advised that she did not mean to harm the kid or his mother, and she stated that she has a lot of issues obtaining a state nurse who works around the clock. She advised that her roommate is usually there to help, but with her roommate's new engagement, she is almost never home. She stated that she saw this opportunity, to have someone help her get to bed, so she took that chance to ask for help. She then advised that the child was nice and helpful and that she was intoxicated at the time as she had come home from the wharf. She mentioned that her judgment should have been a lot better, but she just needed someone to assist her getting to bed. Then why'd you get naked?
Mm-hmm.
Lord. When questioned about the purchase of beer, she stated that she asked if the kid could use the Uber app to order beer for her and specifically her, but not when when the delivery arrived, it was ginger beer. Squeeze me. Okay. She's like, yeah, so that sucks. All right, lady.
It's like it was ginger beer.
Yeah. All right. So which is completely useless on its own, honestly, because that's like used for Moscow mules. All right. So, that also just like is sad too, because it's like you're clearly a child, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh
So
my
due to the
gosh.
nature of the incident, the SVU, dun dun. The SVU was notified regarding the matter. Wheelchair Rapunzel and the kid advised that nothing happened. The kid advised that he helped out in good faith as he saw that she was disabled. There was no indication of prior messages between the two involved as Officer Campbell browsed through the phone history. The mom did sign on behalf of her son regarding Marcy law for form and victim affidavit with pursuing prosecution pending investigation. Photos that blank obtained were uploaded to Axion. All documents submitted. No further incident. Okay.
What's really upsetting though is like, and I mean, it's just like whatever, like the professional statement and stuff like that, but just saying like nothing happened. And it's like, because I mean, thank God nothing sexual happened, but it's like that kid is still going to be affected, having like the whole situation in general, like being approached like that, like helping undress her, take a bath, like what are like that in itself, it's like
so uncomfortable.
That's going to stay with him.
Yeah, it's not that nothing happened. It's
Yeah.
like no. So, to my discomfort, more. Okay, so this one is from another investigator, I guess. I'm confused why there's so many.
Sorry, I was just reading through some of the
Yeah, same.
Okay. Oh, so this must be the mom.
No, I think this is the SVU one.
Oh, okay.
So this one is much more detailed, which is interesting. All right, so it starts in the middle. I don't know where the other parts of it are, but oh well, we're just going balls deep into this. Not good terminology, Chelsea. So it says she responded, yeah, they went to the into the apartment and she led him to her kitchen island where she asked him to help her put her ID card and phone on the kitchen island. These items were on her lap, so he complied and asked, was that all? Yeah, this is way more in depth. The boy looked to become uncomfortable during the interview and then proceeded to describe that wheelchair Rapunzel, then asked him to help put her in the bathtub. Oh no. Right? For like $20, right? Oh no. He described that he wanted money to buy something. That's a whole nother aspect of this. That's insane. But didn't think to himself that she would need to be naked. So he agreed. What? Again, the like immature, like the young mindset of that is like just another aspect of this. It's just so. Okay, so prior to putting her in the bathtub, she asked the child to go on her phone and buy her beer. So he went on the Uber Eats app and ordered her beer. She told him to specifically buy Michelob Ultra beer, but he couldn't find it and just picked the first one he saw, which was ginger beer. After approximately 15 minutes, she decided it was taking too long and asked the kid to help her take a bath, and she asked him to help her take her clothes off. He explains that he thought to himself, oh, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but I didn't know I would have to do that. The officer asked if he took her clothes off or if she took her clothes off. He said she couldn't take her clothes off by herself because, and in quotes it says, because she was crippled. He added that he was trying to be mature and just, quote, get it done. That's so sad. Lord. The kid described that he took a long shirt off of wheelchair Rapunzel, almost like a dress that was covering her whole body, and added that she did not have any other pieces of clothing on, like bra or underwear. After he took the shirt off, the officer asked what could he see, and he responded her chest, which he clarified he meant her boobs. He stated that he couldn't see any other parts of her body. However, she was completely naked and exposed. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're sitting down and you're in a wheelchair and like your legs are together.
Yeah, but then he would have had to like lift her out and like this.
No, I know. I'm saying like at that. I just like not to be like, oh, just a visual if you can imagine this, but you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there are going to be people who don't understand that. Okay. Anyways, let me explain to you the mons pubis. All right. So So the kid described that she instructed him to grab under her legs, as you just said, and behind her back like a baby, and then place her in the bath. He thought that he would be able to leave after that, but then she asked him to go downstairs to the taco place, not a liquor store like I thought, that was attached to their building to get her a beer. He later stated that it was called Red Velvet, a weird name for a taco place. He explained that he knew they wouldn't sell him alcohol, but he didn't want to go outside of the apartment and come back inside, and lied that he had tried. Oh, so he didn't even go.
Oh, so he actually no, he did. Like
Oh.
he said he didn't want to just like leave the apartment and then like come back and be like, oh yeah, they didn't.
Okay.
Like he didn't want to lie about it.
Okay. See, okay. So he went downstairs. Okay. I should have read further. I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm smart. So he went downstairs, tempted by the beer. They obviously didn't sell him any beer, and he returned to the apartment. When he went back to the apartment, he asked her if she needed him to take her out of the bathtub, which she said yes. So he began taking her. So he began asking her when she would be done. During this time, she tracked her Uber Eats beer order to see when it would be delivered. The officer asked him if he assisted her in bathing herself, such as washing her, which he responded no. He added that she kept asking him to make the water hotter. After she was done with the bath, he placed a towel on the wheelchair and then picked her up out of the bathtub. How strong is this 13-year-old? What the in the same manner that he put her in, placed her back on the wheelchair, gave her another towel to put over herself to cover herself since she was naked, and she did not use the towel and just remained naked and exposed to this child. Good God.
This is
Okay.
absolutely horrific. Holy shit.
Yeah. So comments on this Reddit post that showed the investigative summaries, documents, whatever. It said there's more court documents online, other interviews with the child and his mother, including discussion of Alex's OnlyFans that she's since deleted. Someone said, I can't find that anywhere. I went through all of the documents. They said page 8 of the affidavit, the report by the SVU detective page, which I don't know where the that is. We need to find that though. Someone said, reminder that she made up a DV story for a GoFundMe and got $12,000 days after this happening. So she knew she was getting charged and faked a story, allegedly, to get money to flee and avoid being arrested. Someone said this is completely calculated. Very few vulnerable disabled people would allow a complete stranger to undress and wash them, which the kid said that he did not wash her. So let's just keep that in mind. But given the situation could turn dark very quickly, if she wanted help, her actual carer would be the first person that she would call. Failing that, fall reception and explain. I feel illiterate right now. You would not pick a child, which is what we said. You would not pick someone of the opposite gender. That's another thing too. She's a creepy pervert. Oh yeah, girl. And don't even get me started on the fact that she had a child she can't care for. Yeah, wait, where's her kid?
I think it's a toddler now. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. I want to say girl, but then I don't, possibly not. And yeah, I don't know. I know that there's a bunch that there's a bunch of stuff with that as well. So it's like there's so many different avenues here. But yes, that has been a concern that I don't know. I think a lot of it has come out like from past caregivers who, because there again have been like several who have spoken out after they work with her with just like concerns.
Yuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
TikTok really just has some pieces of shit on it, doesn't it? Like,
it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's disgusting. All right. So, she, in true Brittany Stapleton fashion, made a video addressing rumors, but then doesn't actually address the fact that she had a 13-year-old boy come into her apartment. So let's go ahead and, get in there.
Hey guys, I'm just hopping on here to clear up. I have some rumors and things being said on the internet. When you're a single disabled mom, people love to come up with assumptions about like what the scenario is. So I'm here to hopefully enlighten you on the truth. The other day on my Instagram stories, I was talking about how hard it is to be disabled and need caregivers and how hard it has been for me as a disabled person living in Florida to hire reliable caregivers that are responsible. And I had to sleep in my wheelchair one night, which was obviously awful. And I do have my 2-year-old daughter back here with me, but I want to clarify this. I'm going to make it so clear. Ari is never with me by myself. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Including sleeping. Ari is too young for me to be able to be independent with her. There's a nah here. But it is what it is. And I don't take her safety lightly, and she is never with me by myself. Ever. So for everyone online that's like, oh, I know, you're sleeping in your wheelchair and she's in her crib, with the little tent that I have on her crib. She has that tent on there because my daughter is taller than average, and she has been crawling out of her crib since she was probably 1.5 years old. The tent is not on there for me. It is for the safety of Ari, because she will crawl out of there for sure.
Girl, why would it be on there for you? That doesn't make any sense. Also, a lot of people use those. Before we realized we could lower make his crib, the bottom of it, lower to the ground so that he couldn't climb out of it. That boy was trying to bust out. He's tall too, in the 90th percentile for height for his age right now, which is fabulous and terrifying. We had one of those on there for like a minute, but then we were like, oh wait, we're stupid. So good that her kid is not with her alone, especially with her drinking a lot apparently, but I don't know.
I've seen her. That's why I'm like addressing the rumors. It's like, are you also like kind of like making like rage bait light of it? Like, 'cause it's like, what people are asking about if this was like posted, recently, and now that this is all coming off, because she has addressed it before. She's been very open, saying like, for her safety, like, I know that if like she falls and like severely injures herself, like I cannot get to her, right? Like she's made that very clear. But I do know like that is like a reoccurring thing with her. So that's why I'm like, why are you addressing the same thing again? Like, what people are asking about.
Correct.
And I feel like a lot of people's concerns is that, not even concerns, I would say like a lot of like their like rage and upset about her specifically is that, like you said, like the weaponizing of her disability, of being like, okay, I'm not addressing what you guys are wanting to, but I'm saying addressing rumors, and then talking about her child, which she's already done before. And like that's the frustrating thing too, is because like I feel for her, like in certain situations that's got to be very frustrating to like know that you need a caregiver there as a mom, right, with your child. And so it kind of like completely redirects exactly what the issue here in this moment of time is. It has nothing to do with whether you are alone with your child or not, like in this situation specifically.
Yeah, I think also with we've talked about it before with how stories and like situations on TikTok can be very disjointed because it isn't long form content. And so there's, 7 different people making videos and sharing something. And so when you hear something in passing, and it exactly like with, not to bring everything back to Liz Teckenbrock, but exactly with that too. It's like, okay, so this person says this person says this, she says this. Okay, well, someone over here is showing these court documents, right? So I also think, I don't know if she's this smart, but a lot of people will use that to their advantage. And you see someone being like, oh my God, did you hear about this? You don't really go into it too much. You hear it has to do with a kid. So then you see this video and you're like, oh, okay, so people are just, mad at her for being disabled and having a kid. So I think she maybe uses that to her advantage too. But the comments, people are not happy, obviously. One says, me waiting for your explanation of the 13-year-old child. And all these comments have a lot of likes and support, obviously. This one says, it's not a rumor. You've got an entire court case. Another one says, not the rumor I thought you were addressing. 13. And another this one says, and another thing. Okay, Emmy. If you are never alone with your child, you are not a single mom, which What do we think about that? Because that is a lot. That's something that there's a lot of discourse about that I see with her.
I don't know. Like, I guess if you're looking at it like as like the term single mom, like she is a mom, she is single, like the other parent isn't there like helping, and like so it is, you know, generally her responsibility like with the caregiver and stuff like that to help. I don't know. It's hard because it's her. So I already have, you know, my opinions about it based on all of the controversies surrounding it. But I think like if it was somebody else who like that's not her, that's not the choice, like she wasn't given a choice to like not be as like hands-on and involved as she probably would want to be. And I'm not saying like for her specifically, okay, I'm just giving an example of like another mom who would be in exactly the situation and not do horrific things. I would never want to take away from being like, oh, because this is your situation, you're not a single mom.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with that. And I think that's one of the like a lot of like, not saying like I don't know if like double-edged sword would be. I do think with her there is a lot of nuance, not just with that aspect of it, but with like every aspect of it. It's a lot of, well, but then X, Y, Z, and then I don't want to say we're like flip-flopping because we're not, but also I always want to be sensitive about that. But of course we aren't there with her. I mean, I think there can be someone who is in, again, like you said, not with like her history and shittiness, take that out of it, but you know, someone with the same exact, you know, whatever, and you know, they have a caretaker, they have a toddler, then like they could be a very hands-on and, you know, hands-on like literally as much as they could be. But then also you could have the same situation of, again, not her, someone who is super shitty and lets that person basically raise their child. So we're not there. We don't see that. So let's keep that in mind as well. Yeah. Do we know anything about the other parental figure, the dad?
Also very, I think, controversial. I think, I don't know. I think it was like a relatively new relationship. Like everything just kind of like went really fast. And then I think that there's also addiction issues there, if I'm not mistaken.
Wonderful. Okay, so, oh Lord, another person commented and said, is that Act mouthwash on the counter? Hope your sobriety is going well. My friend's mom in school would drink this because of the alcohol content, so people didn't know that she was not sober. Yikes.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, could just be oral health, but still. Again, don't know. We're not there with her. Is this the kid next door? Oh my God, you lured into your home, or is there more? Yikes. Okay, so the video clip that this person posted is from 2020 and being used to prove the points about wheelchair Rapunzel's point of view / frame of mind.
And basically above the law. Because how are they going to put me in jail? They can't. I'm basically above the law. I can do anything I want, bitch!
You can absolutely put a disabled person in prison. Like, what?
The f did we just watch? Oh my gosh. Wow.
Okay, well, here is some updates, and apparently a jury trial is set for the 11th of November, Veterans Day, what do you know, of this year, and she's not above the law. She learned that the hard way.
This is a great question. So once someone is charged, a court will often go ahead and set a jury trial date. That doesn't mean that that won't change. So as of right now, there is that November jury trial date. Here is what her docket looks like. As you can see, on August 19th was the arraignment. On September the 5th, there is a hearing for change of plea. I don't know if that is something that she has set. We will have to see. Then on October 30th is a calendar call, which is most likely to go over all of the last minute stuff for the jury trial. And then on November 11th, we have the jury trial scheduled. Again, different cases, different jurisdictions, different judges like to move their docket at different paces. Some judges like to move their dockets extremely quick. It looks like this might be one of those judges. There's still the chance that The prosecution, the defense could request like a extension of time or something to change. This is just what's on the docket for now, and that still could change.
I loved that. That was super informative.
Yes, we love that so much. So people are asking lots of questions, and one of them, well, multiple of them, is she still in jail or did she make bond? I mean, that whole thing is disgusting, especially since she has a child of her own, and now her child is more than likely, taken from her due to that, which she, from what I read in other comments, I guess people were saying, and we don't know this to be true, but people were saying that it sounds like she signed over custody, which, especially if you're dealing with active addiction, good, And I just can't believe that she even, I don't know, even this person is, it's funny, you can tell that they were like clearly using talk to text. I can't even, I don't know, even know what she was thinking. A beer, I mean, don't even drink with her littlest baby, and not too long ago, blah, blah, blah. Oh my. That is hilarious. You can literally tell that they were using talk to text. That's so funny. And someone said, I think she got bailed out. She hasn't had custody of her daughter in a while. She's with her grandparents, which that's wonderful that the baby's with their grandparents, baby, toddler. And someone said, that's so sad. I don't think anybody facing those sort of, basically saying like they hope that the jury like doesn't go easy on her or feel bad for her. Some people were saying like, I mean this in the most, I like how they phrase this. I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but will her disability factor into her going to jail? Someone said, and they mean prison. Someone said, I'm in Canada, so I don't know if it's different, but I've never seen anyone in a wheelchair in jail. And I've been a few times. There are people in jail with cancer and other deadly illnesses, and they will still be put there, but I haven't seen anyone in a wheelchair. Even if there's no stairs, jails aren't usually wheelchair accessible. And someone else said, I think that's what she's banking on. Another person said she's made videos in the past alluding to that. Yikes.
The fact that that clip where she's just like, I'm basically above the law.
Yeah.
I'm so disturbed. Throw up. I'm so freaking disturbed right now. I think, at the end of the day, when you just take it for what it is, like this poor child is going to be scarred.
Literally scarred for life.
And then you have to think about even like, I mean, I obviously don't know how it's going to go with trial and stuff like that, but usually they have like, and they even mentioned in the report that they've put him in touch and his mom in touch with like advocates and stuff like that, which, is beneficial and obviously like the right thing and great thing to do like for court. But you have to like think about this situation. Like he's going to go to trial, have to go to court and relive all of this again as well. I don't know. It's completely fucked up. And there's just no excuse. Like, there's no excuse for her to be like, oh, I just wanted help.
Yeah.
I can sympathize with that. Like, that sucks. But, like, for you to ask a child, that's not okay.
Girl, I can't with her. She's been posting, I mean, nothing this month, but the last month, just all stuff of her daughter, and then posting things like, you look happier. Thanks. I came home from my doctor's appointment to these roses. And it's like 2 flowers in a little vase. Oh God, that's a terrifying AI video of a baby with a tail. Nightmare fuel. Anyways, that had nothing to do with her. That was a scary TikTok ad. And then you look happier again. Thanks. I finally stood up for myself against my abusive ex and moved home with my daughter and sobered up. And
so that's what I think what people were also implying was a lie, like about a domestic violence situation. I was just like peeking at the comments where it said initially she had that GoFundMe up like right after this happened with the 13-year-old boy. Mm-hmm. And then had this whole like domestic violence situation or narrative, like people are implying that it was not the case, and then just kind of has been like running with that, and then was called out and like changed the title, I think, of the GoFundMe. It might even be removed now, but that was like a whole thing, which is crazy when you look into it. Like once you're seeing the bigger picture, like now that we're like at the end of August and this happened in April, and then see the narrative like in between it and like the dates, and then people were already calling it out.
Yeah, the comments are not good. Someone said, girl, you were kicked out. Another one said, aged like milk. And another one said, you get sober every other month for real. For the 7th time this year. And how many times has she gotten sober? Sober isn't a month. You have to stop drinking to be considered sober. This comment section is spilling the beans. Sometimes the haters be hating for good reason. And then this one says, you moved because the two of you need 24/7 care and the 13-year-old boy you had bathing you wasn't covering it. Yikes. So, yeah.
This is in her comment section.
Yep.
Well, wow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of her. I hope that her parents are taking care of that little girl, and that
It'll be interesting, to see how things play out also, like, with that aspect, because like, if I'm wondering, like, if she would be charged with like some child related offense, because what are her charges right now? Court type felony, case type 2nd degree felony.
of what?
Exactly.
There's a lot. Jesus Christ. Okay, this lady.
Here's a surrender hearing for wheelchair Rapunzel. You see right there, August 8th, 2025. She turned herself in Florida to avoid being arrested. Alex admitted to the police that she asked a 13-year-old child in her apartment building to help her take a bath and get ready for bed, including changing her piss-ridden bed sheets. Alex described the child as a sweet kid and claimed she didn't know how old he really was.
Okay, so that was the page that we were missing. That's on this lady's tickety-talkety, where it says she described him as a sweet kid and she didn't know how old he really was. She stated that the kid helped her into bed and she offered to pay him but never got contact information. She recalled the kid's mother calling a lot and freaking out, so she told the kid to tell his mom her apartment number so she could see that he was helping her get into bed, and then stated that she was already in bed by the time the mother came. And she was angry and said that he was only 13 years old. And Alex told the kid's mother that the kid only put her in bed and that he was super sweet and helpful. She describes herself as a single disabled mother and says that she just needed someone to help her. And she asked the officer if she was in trouble and added that the incident was a caregiving type situation. But again, this is a child that you don't know. It's not caregiver. And I swear to God, if there's anyone in the comments that's like, well, when I was this years old, I helped my blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't give a you knew that person. This kid did not know her. A short time later, the officers and detective returned to Alex's apartment and spoke with her again and asked Alex to explain what happened once more. She detailed that when she was coming into the building, she saw the kid and asked him to help her. She stated that he helped me out a bit because she doesn't have around-the-clock assistance since she makes too much money to qualify for state assistance. Okay. And
I'm confused, though, because so then would not be like, then she would be able to afford like private? I guess, like, I'm not understanding.
No,
like,
there's definitely like in some cases, obviously she's not a reliable narrator, but it's kind of like how with like financial aid for and like grants for a school, like for instance, I didn't apply for loans because I was like, that noise, I'm not doing that. But I was on my own. I was working part-time and I didn't have any money to pay for college. But because I was under 25, even though, again, I was on my own already, my parents weren't paying for anything for me, they still needed to have like their income information. And then like my parents made too much money per taxes to like have me receive. So like there is that like gap. And a lot of times the like stipulations and limits of like, okay, you make too much money to get this type of assistance, but because of inflation and these things haven't been updated, like, does that kind of am I making any sense? Like you make too much money to qualify for this state assistance, but realistically, you don't make enough money to then be able to pay actual like private and have it like around the clock. And I think she can pay for, then again, it's like you have already said that you're an alcoholic. So like how much of that's going towards alcohol, you know, because that's an expensive addiction. Yeah.
Okay.
Again,
I got it now.
She's not a reliable narrator.
So there would just be different levels of like fun, like so fun. If she was like in a different, like, I guess, yeah, that's what you're saying, like tax bracket as per like whatever those stipulations are now, she's above that and then would need to pay for it privately, but might not actually necessarily be able to actually afford it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she like she had the caregiver like for her daughter though too, so that might have been state funded, and then it like that may have like taken up all of the assistance. I don't know. Either way, the U.S. sucks when it comes to that. There's not enough.
Okay.
There, just like what
Like
my taxes
resources
going
for it,
towards,
yeah.
you know. If they were going towards that, I'd pay more taxes. That'd be great. Okay. Again, also, though, she's not a reliable narrator. So a short time later, they came back, blah, blah, blah. So what happened? Saw the kid, makes too much money to qualify for state assistance. Officers asked if he helped her into the bathtub, to which Alex said yes, asked her why she didn't mention that earlier. And she said, I don't know. It's just like weird. I didn't want to get in trouble because I thought that he was 13, you know what I mean? So I'm like, ... He then asked when she found out how old he was, and she claimed that she didn't know his age until his mother told her. And Detective Campbell asked Alex if she asked blank his age on the elevator, to which she responded, I was a bit drunk. I don't remember. I'm not really sure. She confirmed that she asked him about school before his mother came to the apartment, which prompted the detective to reiterate, so you knew he was school-aged? And she responded, I knew he was like, yeah, like high school, yeah. Wanted him to get a beer. Okay. So again, not a reliable narrator, going like back and forth with like, I did know, I didn't know, things like that. Hey.
Holy
Alex stated that the child helped her go into bed and that she offered to pay him but never got contact information. She recalled the child's mother being a lot and freaking out. Now the child says that she tried to get him to go get her alcohol, and then Alex is trying to claim like, oh, I meant to get ginger beer through Uber Eats. Alex began asking police if she was in trouble. The officers asked how she would feel if it was her daughter instead of the child, and then she acknowledged it was inappropriate. This is the police report. This happened. She admitted to it. And that's called pedophilia, my friends. Pedophilia.
I love the ending of that. Beautiful. Love it so much. Hilarious.
Well, that was funny too, because the way that it was, she was like replying to a comment, so she must have like maybe brought it up like on her page or something, and then this comment said, I'm gonna need actual proof, and then that was like her replying to it.
Yeah, no, I'm obsessed with that. That's amazing. So I do want to figure out though, like, or I want someone to educate us or like try to find something where like, yeah, would she be on like house arrest or something? Like, is that what they would opt for?
Oh, wait, what does that say? Oh, okay. So I'm also just seeing this right now. So state of Florida versus Alex. And then it says lewd or lascivious conduct. So I think that is what the charge. Now we know what that charge is.
Girl, you gonna be on a registry?
Oh, okay. So the GoFundMe is still up. So I guess before, this is what people were saying, that it had the title involved domestic violence, and that's what she changed. So now it says urgent help for disabled single mother. The goal is $13,000. Right now it's at $11,500. So the caption here says, I have a rare genetic disease called SMA type 2, and I recently had to secure emergency housing for my daughter and I. I'm a single mother. I've single-handedly financially supported my daughter in the midst of undergoing a lot of trauma over the past 3 years. Because of my physical disability, I need to pay for my own care and care for my daughter, roughly $500 per day, $28 per hour, 24 hours a day. Because of my disability, my inability to care for my daughter physically, I've had to seek emergency housing and 24-hour caregivers, which is extremely costly. Right now, I am trying to protect my child and do the best thing that I can as a disabled mother. Any money that is donated will go directly towards myself and my beautiful daughter Ari for housing, food, childcare, and caregiving expenses. Donations will go towards emergency housing I've had to seek out along with the emergency 24-hour caregivers. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, is ask for help. I know I'm not alone, but any help I appreciate to the ends of the earth.
Listen, SMA, that's some for sure. Did you know that the Here for the Clout podcast donated over $5,000 to the muscular dystrophy association, I think is what it's called. Sorry. Listen, we got a lot of disabilities in my family, that being one of them. So it's not type 2, it is type 1. And that's why I made that face when she said SMA. And you know what? That makes me dislike this woman even more, not because that is her disability, but because it seems like she is weaponizing that disability. And we have that disability in my family. So an extra you to her.
Yeah, it's the convenience of like when that, like when she is in trouble. Because there's been, like I said, like not allegations to this degree, I don't think that I know of right now. I mean, now I'm going to be diving into this hell of a hole. But yeah, anytime something comes up, it's, well, I have a disability. And it's like, that does not mean you're okay to be a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, girl, your disability don't have nothing to do with what you're attracted to. So
based on her own posting of her friends who that's how they see her.
Her own
so
admission.
That in itself says so much. Like that, I keep going back to that because
that she thought that was okay.
Yeah.
And that's not okay. But it just like seems like it's normalized in her life, which is extra disgusting. So nasty. I hate that so much. Oh my Lord. If you would like to donate to the, let me actually look up exactly what it's called. Yes. Okay. MDA. So if you would like to donate to the Muscular Dystrophy Association, that would be super great. MDA is the #1 voluntary health organization in the United States for people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and related neuromuscular diseases. Like I said, because of our Patreon and because of the support of our listeners, we were able to donate, and we're super excited. So we were actually able to, we donated to their research fund, and then we also donated to sponsor, I think it was two kids to get to go to their camp that's completely free. And it's awesome. Yeah, their camp is so cool. It's so cool. So yeah, I will have that linked below, and we appreciate you. And obviously, like I said, the reason why we're able to donate to things like that is because of our Patreon, which is patreon.com/herefortheclout. And there are 2 tiers, and we put up a whole lot of content. So thank you for supporting that, and so supporting us and us calling out pieces of like this. Yeah, but I mean, we'll update y'all. I mean, hopefully there's, I don't know if it's a good update, but there might be.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this unfolds, and
yeah,
I'm sure that there'll be a lot of people like on it on November 11th. But like that girl said too, it could like just take time. That's just like what the official like tossing out the dates there for everybody to like work with is looking like right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we'll go from there. And obviously if she says anything, I'm assuming that she will not, especially if she has representation already, because she's already put so fucking much out there, like with other controversies, that I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised like a lot of like her stuff is still up.
Yeah, I would think that since she is a content creator, that they would like it like you said, advise her to stop posting, but then not to like delete everything, because like I feel like that would look worse. I would think that she would have representation, like court appointed.
Mm-hmm.
I would think. So yeah, I just, the whole aspect of like someone who is chair bound, them being in, there's got to be someone who's had SMA type 2 like been put in prison before. Actually, I actually think there probably hasn't been. So I don't know. It's just super interesting. Maybe they would just go the route of house arrest. That would be easier, I would think, rather than having to deal with making like everything in a prison like wheelchair accessible.
I see what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But then again, like for her, that just like definitely like feeds into like her narrative of like that she's like untouchable, because it's like, I mean, obviously, yeah, like house arrest, she would still have a lot of access to like
how much different would her life be, right?
Life, right?
It's just like okay, you can't go
outside. She's on the internet. She's, you know what I mean? Like she works from her phone. I don't know. It's just, to me, that would definitely not be enough for like this situation. There has got to be like some accountability here.
Well, because like
I think that's what we need to remember is just like in the grand scheme of things here, this is so fucked up and not okay. So if you take away her using her disability as like an excuse whenever she's got herself in controversy, it's I don't know, to me it's like so upsetting because it's like that's not the issue here.
Yeah, and then it like kind of, I don't want to say it takes away from the like her shitty behavior and disgusting behavior, but then also it can like deter people from wanting to call her out and like people trying to be overly sensitive because obviously, yes, someone has a disability. You do want to be sensitive to that. However, I'm absolutely not like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you.
This is the issue here, which is not okay. And regardless of your situation, like that's not okay. And if anything, like it almost just like just perpetuates this like negativity in a situation for like no one wants to be in that situation. I get it. I can sympathize for that, like at like taking apart everything and having that as like the only thing that you're talking about. But for everybody else who has like the same disability, like that is so fucking upsetting because you just be like, hi, like I don't proposition 13-year-olds in my elevator. What do you mean?
I avoid teens, the youths. I avoid them. They're
the youths.
Not to be like they're scary, but listen, I have a niece that's gonna be 16. Sometimes she scares me.
Oh yeah,
she's so slender and pretty, and I feel like she's gonna bully me.
Yeah, you never know like what personality is coming up the stairs sometimes around that age. It does get better though, and I guess like way more fun. But anyways, this whole situation is fucking fucked, and I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it too. But you know what? I don't hate you because I love you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And we will put the MDA donation link in the description box. And thank you if you do feel so inclined, or just share it. That could be helpful too. Or hey, learn about it. Yeah. And we are this much closer to gene replacement therapy and all of that when it comes to SMA. So thanks for that. All right. Anyways, yeah. So love them, love you, and stay feral.
Stay delusional.
Damn the man! Save the empire!
Bye. Oh my God, we did it. We did it.